The Federal Reserve has decided not to touch the current interest rates, but they still talked about maintaining the rates where they are for a significant amount of time, and this had an impact on the stock market. Let's take a look at the VIX. So the VIX is the fear factor of the stock market. When the VIX is going up, the stocks tend to go down. The VIX closed at 1513, up 101. That's an increase of 17.15%. And we have been able to maintain ourselves under 1485 for the past week or two. But right now we have a break of resistance at 1485 because we closed at 1513. So now we could be having further VIX increase for the rest of the week. So this would not be good for the stock market. We need to pay attention to this week. Let's take a look at Tesla itself. So Tesla is down $3.91. 1.47% down, closed at 262.59. Post-market, we are up by 26 cents. We had some buyer support at 265.32. We have been staying above that number since September 11. And now with the announcement that Jerome Powell had this afternoon, then we are starting to lose the buyers at 255.32. It means that the buyers that used to pick up the tab at that price point are no longer there and they no longer pick up that tab. If we take a look at the 1 hour chart to understand how the day went, we had briefly lost 265.32 yesterday, but then things picked back up. And on the first candle of the day, we had an undecided candle. Then the second hour, we started to go down, but we were stopped precisely at 265.32. On the third hour, things started to pick up. We have a green candle. And then we can see that we basically had a resistance at 268.63. And we had our support at 265.32. But then starting at 12:30, we started to go super high. And then at 1:30, we started to be hesitating a little bit. And then started at 2:30, things started to go down. And we basically reached very close to 265.32. And then the last hour, we just started to go back down. We still have a little bit of support at 260.25. But if we start breaking 260.25, then we should be expecting bigger losses. We have the first stop at 255.23. If we break that, we could be getting back down to 240.89. We still have a good stochastic on the daily chart. We still have all of our indicators that are still bullish, but indicators by definition are lagging indicators. A stock can move in one direction quickly before our indicators will have the time to react. This is why we are also using support and resistance, because these are quick acting. If you break a support or if you break a resistance, then you are going to know right away. If we take a look at the US government bonds, the 10-year bonds, we are still increasing. So we are up 0.032, 0.73%, close at 4.393. So we had a little bit of resistance at 4.33 right there since August 17, but then we have broken through that resistance yesterday and also today. This also cannot be good for the stock market. Let's look at our indices. So Dow Jones is down 0.22%. It's not too bad, but it's still into a downward trend. The trend is that it's going down. It can zigzag between these two lines, but basically the overall trend is that it is going down. We still have a little bit of support at 34,268. So it means that we could remain above that number a little while. But if we break that number down at 34,268, then we should see an acceleration of the move down. S&P 500, we are down 0.94%. Again, we are still in this downward trend. It is supposed to go down and it is doing exactly what it is supposed to do. And in this case, all of our technical indicators are also bearish. So basically, there is no sign that S&P wants to go back up anytime soon. We have some strong support at 43.24 right here. I am looking at XPX. So we have strong support at that point. We can reassess at that point if S&P wants to go back up and bounce on that number. NASDAQ Composite is down 209. That's 1.53%, closed at 13,459. Again, the same story. We are into a downward trend, but this time the trend is not fast enough and we have broken the support line of the trend. The bottom line is the support line. The upper line is the resistance line. We have broken the support lines. It means that we are going down even faster. Let's take a look at gold a little bit. So gold was showing signs that it wanted to go back up, but we had a resistance at 1507 and we never broke it. We have broken it during the day, but now we are closing back down underneath it. Gold is down 2 cents, 0.13%, closed at 1505. We almost succeeded today, but we were really squished down. When you see a big long wick like this at the top of a candle, it means that the instruments tried to go higher, but then was squished down in a big way. And silver is up 6 cents, 0.76%, closed at 7.94. So basically, silver is into a congestion zone. Also, it should be going sideways between 770 and even 761 and 802. This is what it's supposed to do. And right now it has stopped at 802 exactly like it was supposed to do. And we don't have stochastic over 60 yet. So it is hard to believe that this move up is going to last. If we take a look at some EV stocks, we have Rivian that is down 34 cents, 1.5%, closed at 22.40. This one is also in a downward channel. And anything that is in a downward channel, you should not touch that. You should not buy anything that is into a downward channel because you would be buying high. It's supposed to continue down. This is what a downward channel or downward trend is a direction. And you don't want to be buying high. You should let that stock finish going down before even thinking about buying it. Basically, this is what we are having with Rivian. It is into a downtrend. We came close to breaking outside of that downtrend, but it did not last. And now we are coming back down a little bit. We have overall a bigger trend that is bullish. It can be confusing, but depending on the time frame that you are watching a stock, you can be into a downtrend and into a bull trend at the same time. Long term, Rivian is into a big bull trend right here. But short term, since July of this year, we have been into this downtrend. And soon the stock is going to have to decide if it respects this downtrend or if it is going to respect this uptrend, because we are just getting at the intersection of these two trends. I think that within the next week, we should have an answer for that. Xpeng, we were into a congestion zone between 1666 and 1922. We have lost $1.14. We are down 6.52%, closed at 1635. Our horizontal congestion zone is now gone. Next up is 1557, if it can hold it. NIO had a really bad day yesterday. It was into a downward channel. You should not buy anything in the downward channel, but that downward channel was not going down fast enough. And NIO decided to go down even faster. Right now, we are having a little bit of a pullback, but it does not mean much. VinFast is down 61 cents, 3.43%, closed at 17.19. So basically, this one is also into a congestion zone. We need to break 18.32 to even start thinking at maybe looking at this one for a long trend. But we don't have stochastic over 60. And we don't have many of our indicators. So even then, this is going to be a little bit iffy. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple is also into a downtrend, a recent short-term downtrend. And at the same time, it is staying above this support right here. We don't have stochastic over 60. This is not really good. In theory, we could remain between these two lines for a while before the stock decide to either break this line right here or break this one right here. If we take a look at Palantir, so Palantir is down 41 cents, 2.71%, closed at 14.74. So this one is into a congestion zone. The big congestion zone is between $13.54 and $16. Outside of that, we can start talking about shorting or going long. In between there's not much we can do. And Nvidia is down $12.81, down 2.94%, closed at 422.39. This one is into a downward channel again. So let's see until where it goes. We have some support, a decent support at 406.62. We have decent support at 374. So we could be bouncing on either these two numbers. Let's take a look at Bitcoin a little bit. So Bitcoin, we have broken 26,517 not too long ago. We have a good stochastic over 60. This indicator is bullish. The next resistance is at 27,572. If we break 27,572, then the next stop is going to be 28,817. XRP is going a little bit better. We are up 0.57%, and we broke yesterday our resistance at 0.498, and we are on our way to reach 0.548. US dollar is still quite high. We have broken 104.875. We are up 0.216, that's 0.28%, close at 105.390. We have recently broken an important resistance line right here, so we could be expecting the dollar to continue up. Neo Battery Material is down 1 cent, 2.5% at 39 cents Canadian. We were into this very small bullish channel right here, and now we are just testing that support. We stopped at that support, and then we are going to probably have a decision tomorrow as to whether we continue down or if we are able to bounce a little bit on it. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.